Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, September 20th. It is 6:21 right now. Market's in open in about 9 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick, and then we can get started shortly. So just give me a few moments to finish setting this up, and then we will kick off this trading session for the day. A couple of things here to update. That's good. Cool. Solid. All right, looks like everything's good to go. Let me get this link sent out to you guys over here in the premium group. All right, cool. Sent out right here. All right, solid. So let me see what is going on through here. All right, so I'll get a few minutes for people to make their way in. As people join into this room, I'm going to go ahead and mark up areas of zones. So let me go and fix this real quick. And so we got a couple of zones right here. Here. And there. And there. I'm going to extend this one a little bit. Another one down here. Down here, and lastly, all the way down here. All right, so that's not too bad. A lot of zones right here. Price did drop pretty heavily during London session. Yeah, it's been in a consistent downtrend since the London session. Price dropped, retraced, dropped further, consolidated for a bit, dropped further, consolidated for a bit, and dropped again right here. So we'll see how that affects the market. But yeah, let me see who's here so far. So morning Casey, morning Surin, morning Peter, morning Patrick, morning Goldie, morning Fahad, morning everybody. Today is Tuesday, September 20th. It is 6:25 right now. Market's going to open in about 5 minutes. So I'll give a few more minutes for people to make their way in. Let's take a look at the overall bias for today. Right now, market is currently 59% long with regard to retail sentiment. This indicates that 59% of retail traders are currently buying. So we want to do the opposite and sell. It's not very strong. We typically want it to be above 60%. It's right at that threshold though. So this can easily change at any moment. So currently 59% long. So it's going to be a neutral to bearish long-term bias with regard to retail sentiment. Looking over here at the fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently down 211 points. So with that said, we have a pretty decent bearish bias overall with regard to the long-term bias. Looking over here at the heat map is pretty much all red for this morning. No surprise there. We already knew that because we looked at the fundamentals, which indicated that market was bearish. So with that said, we have this over here set up. Let's take a look at the short-term bias. Short-term bias is currently bearish as well. And the reason for that's because the trend meter down here is red, indicating that we have a bearish bias on the 1 minute time frame. Also, the pivots over here are angling downwards with the price below it and the red pivot over the green pivot. So with that said, we currently have a bearish bias overall, bearish bias short term, and we will typically be looking for sells today, for now at least. We'll see if that changes as price continues to move long, but at the moment we are looking for sells. If you guys were in the premium group over here, you guys did see that I took a sell during Asia session last night around 11:39 p.m. So you can see I took this trade right here. I typically don't trade Asia session, but I was looking at the spread. Spread is really small. Yesterday it was actually smaller than it is now. Currently right now it's 170 on FTMO. It was 130 last night. So it was too hard to pass up. I saw the spread super tight, and I saw price was going to drop right here. I got the wick rejection off this candle, sell momentum. Trend was heavily down for a sell, and I took the sell here for K2SR rejection. Price did retrace up a little bit, and it came right back down straight to full TP within the next 5 minutes. It did take a while to hit, but it did hit full TP, and it was a smooth run. So I took that trade there, and you can see the profits that I posted here last night, locked in 1,060 off my main. You can see the green strip there. I let it hit full TP. FTMO copier, same thing, 160. This was nice because there was not too much volatility last night. So it closed me out around the same for all my accounts. My TFF over here made 1,000. My MFF made 1,050. Second MFF 1,060. Third MFF 1,050. And of course, my personal account, Hugo's Way, which I'm taking a very, very small lot size, $14. So not bad. Overall profits for the day are pretty solid, or for the day and for the week. So I'll go ahead and just screenshot this right here to show you guys as well. See if I can get this for you guys here. All right, so here are my profits for the day and profits for the week so far. Not bad at all. I made about 1,000 yesterday, 1,000 Asia session, and then for the total, pretty solid overall. So we will see where this goes in the next couple minutes. Let's see who else is here. Morning, Marco. Morning, David. Morning, Maddie. Maddie said it's 60 long now. So overall sentiment is definitely indicating a sell. Market is opening in about 40 seconds. So we'll see what happens there. I'm going to zoom out real quick, see if there's any. All right, so this is perfect. Price is pretty far from all the sessions. It's right down the middle. So hopefully this will provide us the ability to take some trades, around the area. So let me go over here to the queen chart. I'm going to go and mark up the high lows. As you guys can see, there's a lot of liquidity sitting on top. So we might get a manipulated push up top early session before it comes back down. Just want to keep that in mind. So I'll have this marked up right here so that you guys can keep an eye out for it. So if price does push up, you can see here that it's not going to be any surprise, right? No surprise because we have a ton of liquidity sitting up top right now. So we'll see where this goes. And we should be good as of now. All right, so market is now open. Mark up this right here. Let's do the New York open price. Let me see if there was any news this morning. All right, so for this morning over here, let me see if there was any news. So there was news at 5:30, building permits, housing permits. It was pretty much positive and negative. And I think that's about it. We don't have any other news today. So we had news at 5:30 a.m., which was right there. $5:30. $5:30 a.m. US news, positive and negative. All right, solid. So that looks good for the most part right there. other than that, we'll see as price begins to, obviously bounce around. Since price is stuck around this area, it's in between a couple of red flags, opening price and news price. We'll have to wait for price to either create zones down here or wait for it to retrace up a bit so we can catch it come back down from here. So it looks like we're good. Morning, CC. All right, so I think we're good for now. Let's see where this goes. So there's no surprise, price is coming down. If price does push up, you can anticipate a manipulated push to the upside. Let's take a look at the overall bias again. Retail sentiment is back to 59%, but it is bouncing between 60 and 59. So with that said, we're still looking for sells here overall. Looking over here at the fundamentals, market is now open. It's currently down 282 points. Heat map over here is still pretty red. So not much of a change right there. Other than that, let me see if there's any other news for this morning. I don't think there is. Yeah, no US news for the rest of this session today. Check out CNBC. CNBC, let's see. Some breaking news right here. When did this come out? Market, this just came out right now. The stocks open lower as Fed two-day policy meetings begin as rates surge. So with this said, this is why you're getting a big dump in price, because this is Fed week. And they're going to be releasing the minutes tomorrow. They're having basically a two-day policy meeting before they announce tomorrow morning. It mentioned that the stocks opened lower. So this might be an indication that price may be manipulated to the upside before it comes back down. So we'll see. It says 20 minutes ago, permits tell the real housing story. It's not a good one, economics say. So yeah, if you guys saw the news from this morning, it was house permits right over here. So building permits was negative it was negative, but it was 1.52 million. The last month it was 1.69 million. This just indicates that less homes are being built, right? Because if permits are not getting pulled, there's no houses being built. So with that said, they're building less because people aren't buying. It's going to be confirming even more that we're entering a recession, which people keep denying. So we'll see what happens tomorrow. Rates are surging, so we'll have to use that to our advantage. As you guys can see, some news started to trickle out yesterday, and you can see where price started to drop right here from London session. Market opened right here for London session, had a manipulated push up. And then it just started dropping, dropped, retracement, consolidation, and drop even further. So it's definitely looking like price is going to continue dropping. It's just going to be a matter of time until, price kind of stabilizes down there and provides for more entries. So yeah, for the most part, not really much to take right here. There were a couple of SR rejection entries right there. This is pre-market 619, another one right there, 620. And I think that's about it. So there's nothing for us to take at the moment. But if this continues to move like how it currently is, then market is going to start moving directional. We can start looking for entries like this right here. There's a variation V1 double body. Straight to full TP right there. Also a V3. Another one right here. V3. See if there's any more here. This right here, V1 double body. There's a lot of variations here that came out. Whenever markets directional like this, you can take all these variations, pivot scalps, high-low scalps. Right here, a high-low scalp entry, full TP. Right here, another high-low scalp entry, full TP, two back-to-back. So there were actually a lot of entries. If you're looking at all strategies, there were a ton of entries that came up right here. Let's see if there's anything else over here as well. Let me scroll up. Maddie said there's a breakout. Rashida said breakout. Rashida said full TP on the breakout. So if you guys took the breakout this morning, market opened right here at 6:30. This was the breakout entry right here. I think it's still running. Yeah, it's still technically running right now. This was a pre-market candle, so this wouldn't be the breakout. And this candle here wasn't strong enough to confirm as a breakout. So, I mean, it depends on like where you identified it as, but it looks like the breakout is still technically running right here. I mean, depends on where you entered it. If you entered it up here, then probably still be running. I mean, it's still running in general. The reason why I wouldn't take the breakout right now is because of the overextension, right? Price has been pushing down for a long time right here, and it just hasn't retraced up far enough to confirm a retracement. There was some retracement right here, but it wasn't strong enough. As you guys can see, it just went up for a little bit. Not to say that price isn't going to keep coming down. It's just that whenever price pulls down super heavily like this, because you can see price has been coming down since London open. So that's about 6 hours and 30 minutes that price has just been continuously dropping. I would want to see at least some sort of retracement recently to confirm that, you know, there's not going to be a random retracement coming up. But you guys are on point with this being the breakout right here. I just find it to be a little risky, especially because we haven't confirmed that price is actually moving directional yet. So we'll see. This is barely the second day of this directional movement. So if this continues to drop as it is, then, you know, this might be time to start taking the breakout. So just be patient though. I wouldn't necessarily jump the gun and expect price to continue dropping how it was. I mean, but it was pretty nice during London here. That's the reason why I took the sell earlier. So we'll follow this breakout here. I'm not in this position, but I will continue to follow it here. Maddie actually took the continuation. I think he was taking this one over here. It said 637. This one right here, there's a double body. Could have been either one, either this entry or this entry right here. So yeah, solid, Maddie. And price is continuing to drop further. I was a little tempted to catch the last 100 pips here, but I'm a little too late. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna hit Rashida. Yep, almost there. So this trade's not going to count. This is a breakout, but it's not going to count because I didn't take it. The only trades that count officially are going to be the ones that I actually took and the ones that I notified you guys to take as well. This one right here I'm not taking, but it is the breakout. So what I'll be looking for here as well on the 3-minute is going to be the 3-minute daily. I won't be taking it, but I'll be following it. Again, the only strategy that I'm applying here, guys, just to avoid any confusion, is the K2SR rejection, because we still haven't confirmed that price is moving directional. Until we have, then I'm only going to be applying this one strategy. This strategy can be applied all year round because it works perfectly with a ranging market. So I'll go ahead and just put a alert down there, so you can be notified when it hits full TP. All right, so we do have an alert right there. When it hits full TP, give you guys a little update. Looks like Rashida is probably in it right now, unless she took it earlier. There's also a V3 that was running right here, as Jesus mentioned. So down here. So it looks like price did hit its TP, and there you go, full TP off the breakout. So if you guys caught the breakout, great work. Again, I'm not taking these trades just yet until I have a confirmation, but for you guys here who are applying it, it did hit a nice full TP right there. So great work, Rashida, and great work, Maddie, for identifying that. Solid. So price did retrace up a little bit, but you can see it still continued down to the bottom. The reason why this is also a good trade is because we confirmed the overall bias. If you guys are not familiar with the breakout strategy, it is this right here. So you look for an entry after New York Stock Exchange open, which is 6:30 a.m. That happened right over here. So after this, you're looking for a strong red candle. Basically, second confirmation, you want to confirm the bias. We already confirmed that it's bearish. Retail sentiment's bearish, 60% long. Fundamental bias is down 200 points. Technical bias here is obviously bearish. Trend meter is red, price below the pivots. Pivots are also angling down, and the red pivot is over the green one. So with that said, we have the overall bias bearish. Confirm the direction of momentum using the K2 momentum indicator. Right here, we have a sell signal. Fourth requirement, confirm a strong candle in the direction of momentum. Red candle with minimal wick on bottom. That was this candle right here. And that's why I marked up this as the entry. With the entry right here, you enter it for a sell. fixed TP stop loss of 500 pips, and it happened within the first 5 minutes, second minute right here. So full TP. So great work, guys. Pat also caught it. He said he trailed it to a $2,700 profit. Amazing work right there, Patrick. All right, guys, solid work. If I took this with the full lot size, I would have made about 5,000 off this trade. Unfortunately, I didn't take it, but it's okay. I'd rather be safe than sorry. So great work, guys. If you guys have profits to post, feel free to post them up, and we will take a look at them shortly. All right, so other than that, let's see if there's anything else here for us to look at. I think this is about it for now. Go ahead and update this right here. So if price continues to move around this area, it's completely fine. As you guys can see, we have a lot of zones up here, but as price continues to drop lower, these zones over here will disappear, and it'll give way for new zones to produce down here. So again, just another reminder, guys, I'm only applying one strategy right now because we don't have a confirmation that this is going to stay consistent. The main reason we're seeing this continue to push right here is because it's Fed week. With Fed week around the corner, it's going to be released tomorrow. They're actually having the meetings today and yesterday, but the information is going to be released tomorrow. So if you guys have seen the calendar for Wednesday, you can see on Wednesday at 11 a.m. we have the FOMC economic projections, FOMC statement, federal funds rate, and the FOMC press conference. This is going to be all the stuff that they have discussed yesterday and Monday. So yesterday and today, they're talking about, what the interest rate is going to increase to, what they need to do to get out of this recession, what's going to be different with the U.S. economy for the next, 1 or 2 years as we pull out of this recession. They're all talking about that stuff. So as information gets leaked, that's why you see the market here kind of move kind of funny. And then on Wednesday, they're going to confirm everything that's been released. So as you can see right here, we're already predicting that the interest rates are going up, and there's no surprise there. That's the only way that we can get out of this recession. So with interest rates going up, inflation going up as well, that's going to indicate that we're going to a recession. Everything's starting to cost more. It's going to be impossible for people to pull out home loans, car loans, business loans, loans in general, and it's going to make it difficult for people to make money, right? Unless you have cash saved up. So we'll see how this goes until we have a confirmation that this is going to keep moving this way for the next month or so. Then we will stick to the K2 SR rejection strategy. The reason why we know this is because the market moves in seasons. During the summer, market ranges a lot. We're still technically in summer right now. The first official day of fall is September 22nd. So we have 2 more days until fall officially begins. So we'll see if this continues to move this way for the next, couple days or so. If this continues to happen next week, then perfect. We'll start looking at variations, start looking at breakouts, whatever we can find. But as you can see here, so the 1 minute, you can see that it's been kind of choppy as price made its way over here. But if you look on the 5, it's a lot smoother. So if you were to measure from this high right here to this low, you can see that price has moved 2,150 pips, right? So since it's moved down this far, this would be a hint that it's due for a retracement, right? Because you can see every time price drop, like for example, right here, price drop from this high to this point right here. And you can see how far it dropped, right? It dropped about 2,070 pips. So what happened from there? Price retraced up. Price can drop from right here, this high to this low right here, about 1,630 pips. From there, retrace back up. Again, right here, price drop from this point to this point down here, 1,600 pips, right? Retrace up. And that's why right here, you want to make sure that you don't just enter any random trades because prices drop 2,150 pips. It's due for a retracement. It dropped right here, 2,000 pips retracement, 1,600 pips retracement, 1,600 pips retracement. And then again, right here, about 2,100 pips, it's due for a retracement, right? So just be careful if you guys are looking to take any entries right now, wait for that retracement, and then you can catch a continuation lower. Same with here on the 3 minute, it's more prevalent here. Same thing, 2,170 pips. So you just got to keep waiting for a confirmation here. We don't have that confirmation yet. So with that said, it's all about discipline and patience at this moment. Because you can technically take a sell here, but odds of you getting lucky are very unlikely. Maddie said it's 61% long now, buyer stacking, buying the dip. He can see a retracement, then dump right back down. It's exactly what I see too, Maddie. So that's what I'm waiting for right now. Looking over here at the sentiment, you can see that the number here increased, right? So you can see the difference from today and yesterday. Yesterday, this number was not changing at all. So the market makers and institutions are pushing price up and down. Today, we have retail traders actually hopping into the market. So it was at 59%, a couple of minutes ago. It's now at 61%. This indicates that there are retail traders who are now buying the market. They're trying to buy the dip, right? That's typically what people like to do. They try to see this drop low, and then they buy the dip. What happens when they buy the dip? Price goes up. As price goes up, market makers are going to lure in some more buyers. As soon as there's enough buyers in the market, they dump it right back down to stop everybody out. So the thing to keep in mind here is that this area right below is going to be an area of liquidity, right? So I'll mark it up over here on the clean chart. It's easier to see. We can identify this low right here as an area of liquidity. So just follow this here. And when price does come back down and hits this area below here, you can see a strong push to the downside. So if we get a high-low scalp, I probably won't take it if it's just a high-low scalp. If it's a triple confluence, I for sure will take that for a sell, because this will be an area of liquidity where I'm expecting price to drop even further. Maddie also mentioned need to confirm the full retracement actually dropped down because we can get faked out both ways. So he's still being very careful. Yeah, which I agree with, Maddie. So just be careful. This looks like price is going to try and attempt to consolidate around this area. As it consolidates, it's going to churn some more of these retail traders right here. There's only 61%. If this went up to like 65%, then for sure they're going to push price up a little higher and then dump it down super heavily. Because, if they can wipe out 5 to 6% of retail traders, that's a lot of money for these market makers. So just keep that in mind. We have a high established right here. So with that said, we have a range that is now controlling the market right there. If this establishes as the high, this is already established as a low, and price continues to go sideways. This will be the range for now. You can see price is starting to come back down. Key area to look for is going to be this low. This is going to be target price area for right now. So just keep an eye out on this line. This is going to be target price point. This is where price is attempting to reach. And you can see price is dropping right here. One thing to keep in mind is to look at the retail sentiment. If this over here, here's one thing to confirm. If price reaches this point right here below it, and you see this number change from 61 to 60%, this is going to confirm that that whoever were the retail traders in the market got stopped out. So we might get a triple confluence right here, like Maddie said. If we do get a triple confluence right here, I will likely be taking it. We need this candle here with a sell signal to close below this line. If it doesn't close below the line, then no entry on my end. It's got to be smart about this move here. You got to actually wait for it to close. We got about 30 seconds left on this candle here. We basically need this candle to close below here with the sell signal. If it does that, this is a possible entry for a triple confluence, and I could expect price to possibly, drop even further. Just got to make sure the candle is not too big though. If it's too big and it's like way down here, then definitely no entry, because there could be due for some more retracement at that point. All right, so unfortunately, no entry off this candle here, or we'll see if it closes. No, it doesn't. Okay, so no entry off this here. Unfortunately, if it closed a little lower, it would have been perfect. Would have hit its full TP right there. But unfortunately, we have to skip that trade. It doesn't fit all the requirements. This candle here had to close below this line. It was really close to it, like really, really close to it, but it didn't close. So unfortunately, we couldn't take that trade there, and it would have been a full TP if it closed. So it's just me being disciplined right now. I can't be FOMOing into these moves, especially with the spread kind of wide. Spread's at 170 right now. I typically want it to be around 130. It was kind of interesting because last night during Asia session, it was at 130. I've never seen it that low during Asia session. And that's why I took the trade yesterday. Nice. So Patrick actually took it. Patrick said it closed below an MT4, so he took it to a full TP. Great work, Patrick. I was tempted to take it as well, but me being patient, I just wanted to confirm it. But great work, guys. If you guys caught that trade there, great. It looks like it did close below an MT4, but on TradingView over here, it did not close below. So that's why I didn't take it myself. So nice work, guys. Let's see. Al over here posted his profits. He currently logged in a total of 14,201 for the day. Looks like he had a couple losses up here last night, but everything this morning, straight full TPs. So solid work right there, Al. Same with Patrick over here. Patrick said these were some of his that he was testing: pivot, scalp, continuation, breakout. Total profit of 5,209 for the day. Great work, Patrick. All right, solid work, guys. And if you guys took this right here as well, great work. If you guys have any more profits to post up, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we will keep waiting for an official trade to come up. So again, the main strategies I'm applying are the K2SR rejection and the triple confluence. The only reason I'm applying the triple confluence, even during these kinds of market conditions, is that the triple confluence rarely ever fails, right? So that's why I'm confident with taking that specific strategy. So it looks like the range here has pushed down a little further. I'll wait for this confirmation until it does. But as you guys can see, price hit the target area right there. Now let's see if the sentiment changed at all. Sentiment didn't really change too much. It looks like whoever entered the buys earlier have a pretty wide stop loss. So I'll have to see and wait where this goes. Rick mentioned that it's back to the 916 open. Solid. And it's crazy that Rick keeps those open. I mean, actually, it's not that hard of a thing. Like if you leave the opening price for like the previous days, those becomes, I mean, there's still a price structure. And price typically does go back to it. So that's not a bad idea, Rick. I just don't like having a bunch of random lines on my chart, so I don't leave them on, but it's good that you spotted that. Maybe that'll be something that we can do, keep up these opening prices for like the past 5 days or so to keep track of price structure. So let's see, nothing else right here. I'm gonna continue to follow this here. Price is now ranging around this area. The range just got wider. So if this low over here got established, then I will move this range lower. But as you guys can see, price is kind of faking out below here. And then it's trying to pull back into this range. So if this establishes, I'll just mark up a lower there, and then we can identify that as the next level. Gotcha. Rick said he only keeps the ones where price keeps going back to the day's open. Yeah, no, that's a good idea, Rick. Typically, so something like that would be good during a directional market, right? Like how we've been waiting for. During the summer, that's why I don't really mark it up in the summer, because the market's so choppy, it doesn't really go anywhere. It literally goes back to those areas and it just keeps bouncing around. But yeah, you're right. So it's been directional for the past couple of days, or past week at least. It's been helpful. So as you can see right here, price basically faked out, pulled back into this range, and we can expect a further retracement as price continues to move along. Hey, Kenny, morning. Check XRP. Still tempted to hop into it, but I'm not really feeling it yet. All right, so price is literally just ranging around this area here now. It's back into the range. Price is pushing back up. What they're doing here is they're churning some more buyers. You can see here it increased to 62%. So some more retail traders enter the buy side. So what they're doing here is they're basically just pushing price back and forth to lure in some more buyers, right? They push price up, faked out, pushing price right back up right here. They're probably gonna push it up a little higher, maybe retest this high here. So we might get a retest of this area before it continues to drop right back below. So we'll see where this goes. Other than that, we don't really have much to take right now. This is fine that price is now ranging around this area because as price continues to move along the way, these zones will produce down here. There's no zones right now, but as price continues to stay in this area, these higher zones are going to disappear because they're going to be irrelevant from that point. And then we'll have zones down here for some more entries. So just a matter of time. There's no news today, so we're not expecting anything crazy happening unless some news gets leaked from the Fed meeting. So let's go here to CNBC real quick. So this here just updated again. Earlier, it said stocks open lower as Fed two-day policy meeting begins. They now updated it to Dow drops 300 points as Fed two-day policy meetings begin. So it's getting updated as price continues to move along. And as price continues to move, the market's going to be manipulated, obviously. So 8 minutes ago, it said Ford tumbles 9%. I don't think they're in the US30, so it doesn't matter for us. That's part of the S&P, I believe. Yeah, other than that, not really much news going on here. Going over here to the main page. So some more news here from the Fed. It says the Fed is now expected to keep raising rates, then hold them there. CNBC survey shows. Yeah, there's no surprise there. We have Jay Powell speaking on Friday. So it's the central bank is forecast to keep hiking until rates peak in March 2023. I'm sure a lot of you guys saw that video of, I forgot who was interviewing Biden, but it was like, because a lot of you guys sent it to me. I was like, how do you know you're in a recession without saying it? And like, you guys watched the video, Biden, like they were like saying that, the interest rates went up by 4.26%. And Biden was like, it's only gone up like 0.1% each month. And then he just kind of avoids the question because it doesn't matter if it's going up, 0.% or 2%, it's still going up. And this is the highest it's ever been. So we'll see as price continues to move along, but you guys will probably see some more memes coming out regarding that because the market is going, it's getting pretty crazy. DeJohn said until my eggs are back to $1, Biden is a liar. I know, right? Biden's trying to make a lot of these statements because the elections are coming up. I don't expect him to win, but obviously he's going to try to make as many changes as possible or try to sound as useful, but I don't really see that happening. Rick said, please don't talk bad about my president. Oh man, it's funny. Rashida's asking, XRP, you're looking for a sell? No, I'm looking for a buy, Rashida. So a lot of my friends that do trade cryptos, basically all my friends that you guys have seen in my like Instagram stories, everyone who drives like exotic cars and stuff like that, that I hang out with around my area, they all trade like cryptos and they're all like big on they're like crypto enthusiasts and they're expecting XRP over here to shoot up, right? So I'm waiting to hop onto that buy as well, but I'm just not convinced yet that it's going to break to the upside. However, a lot of people who do follow cryptos are expecting XRP to shoot up at some point. It was supposed to happen during summer. That's what most people were predicting. Technically, we're still in summer. So as we enter fall here on the 22nd, this might be the catalyst to push price up, right? They're expecting a huge recovery on XRP. So I'm looking to buy XRP. I'm not really looking at it right now because I was looking all summer and I was like, man, this thing is not coming up yet. I tried to enter over here in June and then kind of got screwed because I didn't enter with enough. And then I got margin called out, actually. It was like a small amount. I entered with like maybe $500. And then I just got margin called out around here because I couldn't hold on to it. If I did hold on to it, it would have recovered, obviously. But it's just not there yet. So yeah, I'm looking for that to go up, but I just don't have a timeline for it to actually shoot up. Yeah, Marco said waiting for the federal case with the SEC to finish. So far, all the rulings are in favor of XRP. Yeah, definitely, Marco. And that's pretty much what it is. I mean, once they get that lifted and they get relisted, on the market, it's going to shoot right back up because XRP is supposed to be backed by a lot of utility. Like if you guys ever heard about XRP, if you guys are part of K2 when Aaron was here, you guys remember Aaron, coughing Aaron? He was big on XRP too because he was doing a lot of research on it. And basically XRP is going to replace credit card processing because it's faster to process than Bitcoin. So it's supposed to make a big wave. It's just they're in the middle of the whole SEC lawsuit right now. Once they're done with it, it's probably going to skyrocket back up. All right, so price is dropping right here. Unfortunately, we got that sell signal right there, Maddie, but it did not close as a high-low scalp or a triple confluence. Nice. Okay, so Maddie actually caught the sell signal right there. Rick said yesterday's open is next. Gotcha. Okay, or not yesterday. Wait, yeah, yesterday's open 919. Got my dates all screwed up. It might be because of the spread, Maddie. Yeah, it might be because of the spread because the spread's at 190 right now. So I'm not sure where your TP was, but it might have been because of the spread. C-Suk mentioned hit my daily, probably going to call it no point in keeping Trap Tuesday. I know I keep forgetting today's Trap Tuesday. So if you guys are familiar with like Tuesdays in the market, a lot of people call it Trap Tuesday because there's a lot of traps that are being set up. Obviously, you can see that they're being set up right here. There's a lot of fake outs. This price reaches these lows here, it fakes out and starts to trap people. The one thing to look for is going to be the sentiment over here because if the sentiment here keeps increasing, they're just churning some more buyers in the market. They're trying to bounce price back up so that people will enter some buys here. But realistically, you guys can see that so I'm going to drop this a little lower because this low has been established. But you guys can see right here that the range just gets spread out even further. So price pushed up, came back for a fake out, pushed back into the range here, pulled back below. At this point, price broke below it, faked out, and then pulled right back into the range. So the range is really just going sideways right here. This is the clean chart, our markup chart right here. There's no zones around the area, so there's nothing for us to take. But realistically, you guys can see here that price is just going sideways. There's not much going on in the market. And unfortunately, we can't take anything until these zones come below. But this is the retracement that we're looking for. So price pretty much dropped down here about 2,700 pips. And then it swung back up and now it's ranging. So with that said, we're just waiting for this to confirm the direction back down. But at the moment, there's just nothing for us to take right now. So we just got to chill out for a bit. But yeah, C-Suk said, have a great rest of the day, everyone. Hope you all take all the money. KT fam, definitely C-Suk. We'll see you here tomorrow morning then. So another reminder, guys, I posted a poll yesterday for the mentoring session. Most of you guys voted for Wednesday. I just saw this change right now, but we did see the most votes for actually. I mean, we'll see. If anything, we can do it today if you guys want. So if you guys haven't voted yet for the group mentoring session, there's only 15 votes here. So I'll go ahead and just forward this again in the group. If you guys haven't voted, if you guys can vote, this would be great because we're split between Tuesday today and tomorrow, Wednesday. When I checked last night, Wednesday was the winner. So we're going to go with Wednesday. But if you guys want to vote for today, you guys are more than welcome to vote. And then we can confirm it. Because I did see last night that it was Wednesday. I was going to set out a reminder. But this morning looks like a couple people voted for today. So if you guys can try and break that. It looks like right here, Wednesday's still winner. So by the end of the session, we're going to confirm it. So if you guys can vote whenever you guys get a chance. But right now it's looking like it's going to be on Wednesday. We'll keep this poll up until the end of the trading session. And then I will confirm whether the mentoring session will be today or tomorrow. All right, some profits here from Maddie. Said the spread kind of messed him up a little bit, but overall he locked in profit. So for today, he's currently at 1,243 for the day. Nice work, Maddie. Solid profits right there. Other than that, I think that's about it for right now. Price is still ranging right here sideways. Not much going on. No zones down here yet, but they are going to produce as price continues to move along. Looking over here at sentiment, sentiment is currently 62% long. So this indicates that 62% of retail traders are currently buying, want to do the opposite and sell. We have bearish bias with regard to retail sentiment. Looking over here at the fundamentals, fundamentals are currently down to 356 points. So this definitely fits the requirements as well. We have a strong bearish bias for long term. Looking over here at the heat map, I'll refresh this. Heat map is pretty much all red. Yep, literally all red. So no reason for us to take any buys right now. We're definitely looking for sells long term. Also looking at the short-term bias, we also have a bearish bias. So everything is pointing toward the sell. There's literally zero reason to buy right here. The only reason someone would buy here is because you're gambling to buy the dip, right? And that's majority of traders. So as you can see right here, a lot of people are gambling in the market, trying to buy the dip. However, I do expect price to continue dropping. Price might push up slightly, but eventually I do see it dropping right back down further. So it's all good. Just a matter of time until this confirms, and then we can continue, writing this down lower. But right now, there's nothing to take. Let's increase this range right here a little lower. Solid right there. And I will move this a little lower right here as well. All right, cool. So this looks good. This looks good. Let's see, CT said taking a break, price will move again after this range. Nice, CT is currently up 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, close to 5,000 for the day. Looks like over 5,000. CT locked in some pretty good profit. So he's going to hold off for a bit because he's waiting for price to move after this range. He said most likely a controlled melts up for some interest rate news tomorrow and then a drop. Yeah, and I agree too, CT. So solid work right here. CT locked in some pretty good profits, over 5,000 for the day. Yeah, if you guys have any more profits, feel free to post them up. Otherwise, we will wait for price to break out of this zone here. Let's see a couple more profits from CSUK over here. I'm going to go ahead and move this to the saved messages. I will show you guys shortly. All right, so some profits here from CSUK. You can see here, CSUK was at 44,494 in profit earlier today. And then he added a little more, now 49,000 profit. And then he added some more last minute trades, 50,094 for the day. So nice work, CSUK. Other than that, price is just ranging. So you can see here on the clean chart, not really too much going on. One thing that you guys want to keep an eye out for is liquidity sitting up here, right? So if price does get manipulated to the upside, there's a ton of liquidity sitting up here. So that's something to keep an eye out for. However, I don't really see it pushing up that high unless we get some news that does push price up. Currently, right now, we don't have any news coming up. You can see here, the sentiment is increasing. It went from 62 to 63%. So you can see that what the market makers are doing right now is working. They're luring in a bunch of buyers in the market. So this number is going up. People are buying for no reason. If you look at the sentiment, there's no reason to buy, right? Everything is down. It's down 356 points. CNBC over here is reporting that the market is not doing so well. So they're trying to manipulate price so that people will buy into it. They'll buy the dip. Heat map over here is literally all red. Aside from Apple, which is not even up like 1%, it's up like 0.7%, so it's nothing. But if you guys look here, there's literally no reason to buy anything. The only reason you'd buy is if you're trying to buy the dip, and you can see price is starting to make its way right back down as we speak. So we already know the direction. Direction is going to be a sell here. We just need to confirm it. So basically what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to break below, retest, but not break back into it, and continue dropping from that point. Maddie said continuation hit at 708. Zoom in a little bit. 708 was right here. This is what Maddie's talking about. Continuation entry, double body right there, and continue drop. Yeah, MJ said he was looking at that, but he was scared to take it. I don't blame you guys. The market is a bit risky right here because it is being manipulated, obviously. They're churning some more buyers into the market. So you can see right here, the numbers changed again. It went from 62 to 63, from 63 to 62. What likely happened here is that people who are buying the dip entered with a trailing stop, or they entered with a too tight of a stop loss, because you can see if people entered from this top right here and price dropped, it dropped about 500 pips. So depending on how wide your stop loss is, or if you're using a trailing stop, you would have got kicked out of the trade right there. So yeah, just gotta wait a little longer, guys. All right, give me 1 second, guys. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry, I got these allergies, man. This weather is like throwing me off. It's like, if you guys are in California, well, it's probably happening everywhere, but it was like super humid the past couple of weeks, and then weather got cold recently, and then it's gonna get hot again this weekend. My allergies are like killing me. I don't typically get allergies, but I've been getting them lately. Let's see. Maddie said so many traps being placed. Yeah, I agree, Maddie. There's a high-low scalp that's coming up right here. Not one that I would take. I would only take it if it is a triple confluence, but looks like a high-low scalp might be closing right here. Not one that I would take though. I'll follow it, but not one that I'm going to take. So I'll mark it up right here. Again, I'm not taking this trade. We're just going to follow it as a high-low scalp. I want to explain to you why I think it's risky. So this might hit, but it might not hit. The reason why I would think this is risky, because price is still in a range, right? So if you guys looked over here, this could be a fake out. This is why I wouldn't take this trade. So we have price ranging around this area right here, right? This is the range. This is the fake out to the bottom. Price broke and closed below the structure. Faked out, and then now it's pulling back into the range over here, right? This is why I wouldn't take this trade. So whenever we see entries like this, I'll try to give you guys explanations why I wouldn't take certain trades, and this is exactly why. We're in an area where there's a lot of manipulation, and if you took this trade, you would have been stopped out, like literally straight to stop loss. So this is why you got to be smart about the trades that you guys take. This is why I'm also not taking these other strategies, because for that specific reason. There's just too much risk involved taking directional strategies when price is really just ranging and consolidating most of the time. So in order for us to take a trade, I'm only looking for an SR rejection. I'm not looking for any of these directional movements yet, because you can see here a lot of fake outs happen. Like for the sell right here, this would have been a fake out, would have stopped you out. Or actually, let me see. So this actually would have hit TP, but if you didn't pull out enough, or your spread was too wide, which is pretty wide right now, you would have gone stopped out. Same with this one over here. And price just continues to move along. So here's the same range that I drew earlier. You can see the fake out right here. Price came below, closed below, faked out, swung right back up. Then here it comes right back down for another fake out. So you can see you would have gone stopped out there, but price would have came right back down after. And at this point, it's trying to fake you out again. So what happens with a lot of people is they'll take the sell here, they'll get stopped out. As you see it drop again below, they take another sell, they get stopped out again, and then it finally drops on the third move. It's just a lot of traps all over the place. Yeah, definitely, Joshua. Yeah, I know a lot of you guys like taking these high-low scalps, but again, you guys have to remember that these high-low scalps, variations, breakouts, daily entries. These are all direction movement trades. With the market going sideways, it's not the best market to be applying them, even though they do hit sometimes. It's not a good time to take them. Let's take a look at sentiment over here. If it's changed at all. Sentiment has not changed, still at 62%. So this is going to be your main catalyst here. If you guys can see here, this is going to tell you where retail traders are trading. If this number increases, then might be ready to take some sells. I'm definitely not looking for buys here because there's too many retail traders on the buy side already. But you guys can see here just a bunch of fake outs coming in and out of the market. All right, so we'll see over here as price continues to move along. If it pulls back into the area, that's fine. I'll just give it a few moments for it to establish. If this establishes its new low, then I'll just pull this down a little lower. Yeah, right now, not much going on. Yeah, MJ said traps. Maddie said risky for sells in this area. Yeah, I agree, Maddie. So until we get a confirmation that price is actually going to continue dropping, I'm not going to be taking any sells. I'm just waiting for this to provide something for us. We don't even have any zones down here. Let me see if the zones over here have erased. So the zones on top are still there. I think around 7:30, the zones will start to produce down here. Yeah, it's just, it's a time difference. Let's see, since the last zone was created over here, it's been about an hour 27. So once it reaches like 7:30, I think more zones are going to pop up down here. And if you guys are wondering like how these zones are produced, basically price comes down and tests the same exact price point 2 or 3 times. So as you can see here, price has just been bouncing around a lot. And I'll show you. So this is an area where price established a high. It hasn't been retested yet, right? Prices come below here, hasn't been retested. All these lows and these highs have not been retested. This area has been retested though, so this might be a zone at some point. Like I can see this possibly becoming a zone because it's been retested. Maybe even this one right here. So this might be new zones, but you got to wait for it to produce because the indicator doesn't lie, right? If you guys, it's hard for you to identify it yourself sometimes because you can be really confused with like where the actual zones are coming up. So that's why we're waiting for the actual zones here to pop up. I'm going to turn this off and turn it back on. Just make sure it's still valid, which it is. Yeah, Maddie said people need to understand you. Either you move with manipulation or against it. Yeah, exactly, Maddie. And I agree 100%. So this whole area here is an area of manipulation, right? Price is just going back and forth around this area. There's no clear direction. So you have to figure out whether you're going to be trading against manipulation or with it. Manipulation right now is typically going to the upside, right? Because they're trying to lure in some more buyers. So with that said, we're going to be doing the opposite and trading against manipulation. So what we're waiting for is we're waiting for that manipulated push up. And then once we get the rejection off any of these points here, and there we go, there's the zone. Came up pretty much around the same area that I identified. I identified it over here. It's just a little bigger. So identify this to be the range or the zone. We have the zone right here. So now we have a target price point. So what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to come up, produce me a wick rejection off this area, and then I'll catch it as it continues to drop lower. We still have a strong sell bias right here. It's just a matter of time until price comes up and tests this area. So here we go, as price comes up. It's a matter of patience, got to wait for it to close. And then when price comes down, we're going to need a sell signal to confirm the continuation back to the downside. So just a matter of patience, guys. I'm waiting for this to come across over here. Let me see if these other zones need to be deleted. No, the zones look fine for right now. All right, so price is pushing up right here, waiting for that wick rejection off the structure. All right, we got the wick rejection right there. Now we need a moderate red candle with a sell signal. Once we get that, we can take it for a sell. So we need a sell signal here with a moderate red candle. If we don't have that, we can't take the trade. It's got to be patient, actually wait for it. All right, we got a moderate red candle there. We need a sell signal. We can get that. We can take this here for a sell. If not, we got to wait for the next one. No sell signal. All right, we got to wait for it to push back up, retest the area again. Yeah, it's a V1 right there. So if you guys are looking for the variations, a V1 body right there, double body rejection, pending sell signal, full TP. But I'm not looking for any variations right now. So if you guys took it, great. If not, it's a matter of time. Just gotta wait for this to provide us an entry. All right, so we're waiting for price to come back up, retest the structure here, provide a wick rejection, moderate red candle, and a sell signal. So we just want to make sure no sell signal comes up. If it comes up, that's fine, but it's not going to be useful for us because we can't take the trade. We can also look for a triple confluence down here as well. All right, so the sell signal did not close. We can either get a triple confluence or a retracement back up for a K2SR rejection. Yeah, target price point is going to be the next sessions below here, the New York low. So if price does continue to drop below this point, target price point is going to be down here if and when it happens. It hasn't happened yet. You can see price is pushing back up right here. Completely fine. We need that wick rejection off the structure. Once we get that, we can look for the sell. So it's fine. Price can continue to push up as far as it needs to. Let's see. So Pat said the variations do seem to hit quite often when they reject off the K2SR zones. It's like SR rejection V2. I know there's a lot of different intricacies as you can see on the charts, right, Patrick? This is why it's important that you guys understand what each indicator does, because the opportunities are pretty much endless. You can create your own strategies with the indicators. If you guys see the patterns apply, just like what Patrick has seen and what Maddie has seen as well. You know, he created his own continuation strategy. He didn't even, like, I didn't teach him that. He saw the patterns repeat themselves and he started taking it himself. Same with Patrick here. You know, Patrick saw that if you see a rejection off a K2SR zone and it provides a variation, then, you know, odds of it hitting are very likely. So if you guys see something that works, I mean, go ahead and apply it. If it's consistent, you know, you can share it with the group and we can all help you test it. That's the whole point of K2, right? We're continue to grow here. I provide you guys the tools and basically the foundation. And once you guys learn how everything works, you know, you can use these tools to create your own strategies. So yeah, Maddie said lots of combinations of strategies. Welcome to K2. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. When you guys see a lot of these patterns repeat themselves, that's how you can create a strategy as well. You know, and you have multiple strategies aligned with each other, that's going to give you a better confluence because all the strategies you apply have a high win rate. Yeah, Patrick also mentioned, been noticing that pattern a lot through the summer while we haven't been taking the variations. Yeah, exactly, Pat. So from my perspective, when the market is ranging, like during the summer, the K2SR is going to be one of the main indicators to use for entries because what happens with the K2SR is that it identifies ranges, right? Because we're trading in a range. So what you can look for is once the range has been established, you can identify rejections off it. Like for example, right here, rejection, you could take the sell. Another rejection here, you can take the sell. Price starts to swing to a buy, rejection off the structure, you can take the buy. So it just depends on like the market conditions. If market is ranging, you know, the SR is going to be very useful. If the market's moving directional, then obviously the high lows and the momentum is going to be useful. Just give me 1 second, guys. I'm gonna step away for 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, guys. These allergies. Yeah, Maddie said the last three candles are nasty. I agree. Yeah, no, it's just ranging around that area. So here's the market chart again. You can see that price attempted to fake out again. So price faked out right here, pulled back up, faked out again right here, pulled back up, right? With that said, we're going to go ahead and pull this down a little lower. And this is now going to be the continued range. Back to our normal chart over here. Still nothing for us to take. You can see price is literally just ranging. So price has been ranging for about 47 minutes now. So this whole area right here, from this high and this low, price has just been ranging in a huge range, 47 minutes now. What we're looking for here again is we're looking for price to push up, reject off the structure. As soon as it rejects off the structure, we will catch on its way back down. We just need to reject off the structure with a moderate red candle, and then we can continue the move. I mean, price has been ranging for so long now. It's about time that it moves directional. All right, so let's see what's going to happen right here. I would prefer for price to continue ranging around this area right here so that I can establish the direction. Once it pushes up slightly, it comes back down, we can catch that right back down because you can see how far the move is, right? It's not that far. It's a quick little profit there. All right, so we got the wick rejection right here. We need a moderate red candle with a sell signal. If we can get that, we can take this for a sell. However, we don't have it yet. So we'll follow it here. We got to make sure it's not too big of a candle though. Anything below this point might be a little too big. We got about 20 seconds left on this candle. This candle here is kind of big. We need that sell signal. Yeah, no signal and the candle's too big. Yeah, man, this market's playing with us. All right, so no entry off that again. It is again a double body right here, just like what Maddie and Patrick have identified. Rejected off the structure, double body rejection right there. I'm not taking this trade, but we'll follow it. This will fit with Patrick's criteria. I'm just waiting for it. I'm not going to take it, but we'll see if it plays out. Let's go to the 3-minute. So the 3-minute daily hasn't come up yet. 5-minute daily either. So none of the daily entries here have played out yet. Let me go over here real quick to the 10-minute chart. Also no daily here after 10. So there hasn't been any daily entries for the 10, 5, or 3. Back to the 1 minute over here, not really much going on. Spread's still kind of wide too. Spread's at 180. So, and this is not an entry that we're taking, guys. Just keep that in mind. We're just following it, see where it goes. This fits with the criteria of Pat's analysis earlier. Basically, wick rejection off the K2SR zone, double body right there. And we'll see if it pushes. Yeah, no, same here. Maddie said if it was in profit, I would have pulled right now, but it's probably going to hit. I agree. And it looks like it's going to hit full TP. So your analysis right there, Patrick, played out perfect. And that's just something that Patrick has noticed, right? I didn't come up with the strategy. I didn't mention this to anybody. Patrick just saw that whenever he sees price reject off the K2SR structure and it's followed with a V1, hits full TP. Patrick actually caught it. So nice work, Patrick. Not bad. And that's just another strategy created by one of the K2 members or Kodi Kai members. It's going to be weird calling the company Kodi Kai because it's so long, but it is what it is, man. Here's the crazy thing. So guys, just a little quick update with the rebranding process. So you know how I have all of these funded accounts with all these different companies? FTMO is not letting me change my email. And the thing is with the rebrand, I need to give up the domain. So I'm not going to have access to that email. So what might happen is I might have to give up and just forfeit my accounts and start a new account with a new email. It's so BS, but it's whatever. I've been like going back and forth with FTMO and TFF for like the past like week or so, and they're not letting me change the email. It's like, they're like, oh, you can make a new account. But I'm like, okay, but what about my funded accounts? And they're like, oh, well, you can just start a new account. We can't transfer your accounts. So the problem is I can't keep trading on my old email because I can't get those emails. So I can't like request a payout. I can't log into the account. So there's just no point in me trading on those accounts anymore. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to try to get the last couple payouts once, I finalize my settlement agreement with the other company. I'm just going to have to start new challenges and start over. I know it's freaking BS. And like their customer store, it's like I told them, I was like, I've been with you guys for like 2 years. You guys have seen my consistency, and they still won't change it. It's crazy. Ah man, sucks, but it's all good. I just opened a TFF account too. It's so annoying. I just started the TFF account. So if I get funded on this account, I'm gonna have to just give it up and start a new one. Yeah, exactly. Goldie said fraud prevention. It's because they don't want multiple people having multiple accounts. It's like I think one of you guys asked about this. I think you asked about it, right, Patrick? You said if like you can start an account for your family or someone else within your household, they don't allow it. They're super strict on it. Yeah, because I've gotten caught doing that. I think that's why, because they think I'm trying to fraud, like I'm trying to create multiple accounts with, just a different email, and they're not having it because I've done that before. I've opened an account for my mom, and I made a ton of profits on it, and then they flagged me. They're like, "You can't be doing this," and sucks. But just want to give you guys a little heads up. I mean, my little rant for the day. But it's all good. I mean, I'll get funded again. It's not a big deal. It's just that I won't get paid out for like another, 2 months because I have to do the whole challenge phase again with multiple accounts. I don't know, I gotta figure it out. Maybe I can find out a way to I'll probably pay for the domain because I'm giving them the domain. I don't think they're gonna be using it, but I'll pay for the domain and maybe I could keep using the email until I get funded on the other accounts. Let's see. Yeah, exactly. Goldie said it's all about your attitude towards the situation. Yeah, I know. Shit happens. That's really what it is. That's how I take everything in life, right? Stuff happens all the time. It just depends on how you handle the situation. If you let it bother you, then it's gonna keep bothering you. But if you just let it go under, water under the bridge, then you're good. Let's see. Question from Patrick. Patrick's asking, did you open your mom's account with your personal computer and your email? No. So the account was created on a different email and a different computer. But what happens is when you use the copier, it leaves a stamp on your trades. So like it's a way to trace the trade, right? So they can follow it and see that they have some sort of system that is able to track it. It shows that the same trades are coming from the same account, basically my account. And that's how I got caught, Patrick. It's they figure their way around it because they know a lot of people are trying to scam it and do like copiers and whatnot. So there's a possible entry right here, guys. Sorry, I'm going off track right now. Possibly, I don't know if this zone here is produced yet. It's in going. It hasn't closed yet, but if it does close, possible entry here for a sell. As long as it's a moderate red candle. So it hasn't closed yet. If price does drop below, there's a zone right here. I'll just keep this marked up. I'm not going to draw a zone yet because I need to see if it actually closes. No, it doesn't look like it's going to close. But we do have the zone there now, so I'll leave this up. Let's let this close first. And we have the zone. Perfect. All right, we need a wick projection off the structure, which we don't have right here. Trying to wait for it, but we don't have it at the moment. Yeah, it just keeps rejecting off that same point. All right, let's see what else we're looking at over here. Yeah, Maddie said new zone pending. Rick said with TFF, you get paid out in like 3 weeks. LOL. Damn. So I have to, so Rick, for the TFF, I have to put in, when I put the payout request, it takes 3 weeks for it to send out. And I might as well just start a new account with them already. Yeah, Peter said, late Zig Ziglar once said it's your attitude, not your aptitude, determine your altitude. Yeah, no, and I agree 100%, Peter. Man, this would have been a good entry if it closed proper, but it didn't. Next target price point is going to be the sessions right here. I'm not going to chase this, but yeah, this would have been a good entry. Also, if we had a wick rejection off this second candle right here, this would have been perfect entry as well, but we didn't get that there. So I'm not going to chase this down. I'll wait for it to swing back up. If it swings back up, provides a wick rejection off the structure here, I can ride it down further, but I'm not going to chase this move. Got to be disciplined and patient with this. Goldie said I'm off, guys. Made a little profit. Market's too rangy. Yeah, definitely range. Goldie, we'll see you tomorrow. Rick City, I just broke. High low scalp. Patrick said no. He means you can be funded within a week and get paid out after your first 2 weeks trading. Oh, gotcha. Okay, Pat. No, that's cool. Yeah, so I'm glad that I didn't open multiple accounts with TFF, because if I did, I'd be screwed with like extra accounts for no reason. So I guess what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep trying to, get as many payouts as I can through my current accounts. And then once, I lose access to the email, if I can't get my payouts anymore, and then I'm going to just, I'm just going to create a new account. So, man, it's like issue after issue this year. It's all good. It's all part of the game. If things were perfect, things wouldn't be like that. Let's see. Yeah, Maddie said, honestly, if TFF has too many issues, just use it as a YOLO account. Yeah, no, I was thinking the same thing, Maddie. Peter said on the 1 hour, looks like there's a triple bottom. Yeah, looks like it right here. We have the 4 hour marked up here too. It's pretty much just ranging between these two zones right here. So yeah, triple bottom right here on the 4 hour as well. Peter, thanks for the little heads up right there. I can see it. I think it'll continue dropping though. I don't think that the triple bottom is gonna hold. It might consolidate for a bit here, like it might just continue consolidating. But tomorrow is Fed day, so when they release the official interest rates, I think this thing's gonna dump. It's probably gonna dump during Asia session or London pre-market, because information is gonna get leaked. It's inevitable. It's gonna happen. So all right, we got the wick rejection right here. I'm waiting for this to confirm. Once we confirm it, I need price push up a little bit. If this ends up swinging back down and it's a moderate red candle, this can be a triple comp or not. It's a K2SR rejection. It's fine that price is pushing up right here. I actually want it to push up so that we have more room for us to trade. But we'll keep an eye out for this right here. We got about 40 seconds left on this candle. If it closes as a moderate red candle, we can take it for a sell. If not, we just got to wait for it to provide what we need to fit the requirements for this strategy. So we got about 28 seconds left on here. I'm just going to continue watching it. Not going to be impatient, not going to FOMO into it. Got to wait for the actual candle to close. Got about 15 seconds. Yeah, I agree with you, Rick. I think it's going to continue dropping. He said this might drop down to 30,200. Yeah, and I could see that. All right, no entry off this. We need a wick rejection off this structure. Oh, that's fine. Price can keep pushing up. No big deal. Yeah, I can see it right here too. Great. See what you're looking at. Yeah, no, looks like a good structure. Yeah, right here, because you can come back and retest this area right here, right, Rick? Is that where you marked it up from? From July 14 for the double bottom. Yep, spot on. Damn, man, look at this price here. It's so this is why it's really important that you guys are being patient about these entries here, because you can see that price is super erratic, right? It's not necessarily going uh as smooth as you would anticipate. This could be another fake out. I don't care about this right here. Like this price could be pushing up right here, wick rejection and continuation back down. It's just a matter of waiting. Price pretty much. So let's go to the clean chart over here. You can see the fake out again right here, right? I keep updating the charts here because price continues to drop lower. Price came back below here, faked out, and then swung right back into the range. So you can see all these traps being set up. You can see that it happened about like 4 or 5 times, right? Price came back below here, faked out, came up, faked out, came up, faked out, came up, faked out again right here. So about 1, 2, 3, 4, about 5 times it faked out, or about 4 times. Faked out, and now it's back into the same range that it's been for the past hour. All right, so we don't have a wick rejection off that. This candle won't be too relevant at all. Neither will this one here because we can't get a wick rejection off the structure yet. All right, so if anything, I want price to close within this zone right here. I don't want it to drop too low because it'll provide a sell signal. I want it to close within this area right here. If it closes within this area, then we can continue writing it down a little lower, right? So I just need it to close somewhere around here. It can provide a sell signal or not. But realistically, we're just waiting for it to close around this area because we can get a wick rejection off this structure or even down here. If it closed too high, it's not going to be good because we can't get that wick rejection off the structure here. Nice. Dejan took the continuation right here, double body to the full TP right there. Nice work, Dejan. Yeah, Pat took it as well. Nice. Yeah, so you guys are catching on. It's really good that you guys are actually understanding what you guys are doing and you guys aren't just taking random trades. A lot of you guys are identifying the V1s, the continuations, etc., and it's lining up perfectly. Gotcha. Yeah. So there was no continuation there. It was an actual V1. It was a regular V1. Dejan. So I mean, either way, it doesn't matter. I mean, you still took the entry there to hit full TP. But yeah, just to correct you, it was a V1 entry, not a continuation. Yeah, Patrick said I took it because of the huge wick almost hitting the new small zone. Yeah, no, that's a solid confirmation too. It fits with your criteria too, with these here. But here's another thing that you could have looked at, Patrick. It actually rejected off the level 4 pivot, right? So there's a ton of areas that you guys can look at to identify these rejection points. It can be the SR, it can be the pivots. You can see here as well, Patrick, when it rejects off the pivots, you get the same thing, right? Pivot rejection. So there's a ton of ways to trade, the K2 indicators. It's not just one way. So it just depends on like how you look at it. But this is how Sisu trades. Sisu actually uses the pivots for rejections. I mean, everyone does something differently. I give you guys a foundation and tools to use, but you guys are free to use them however you like, as long as you can find profitable ways to trade with them. All right, so price is now ranging around this area. In order for me to take an entry, I need price to close below this zone. It needs to be within the zone here so that we can get a wick rejection off it. Yeah, exactly. Patrick said it's like a half snipe strategy. Yeah, the K2SR rejection is like a half snipe strategy too. So, you put 2 and 2 together, they both work, especially because it's on the 1 minute. So it does help a lot. All right, so looking at this right here, we need a wick rejection, which we do have. We need a sell signal with a moderate red candle to close. Once we get that, we can take this for a sell here for an SR rejection entry. We'll see if it plays out, hopefully. We got about 44 seconds on this candle, so we had a lot of time. Also, thanks, Maddie, for the update. Retail sentiment is currently 64% long, so I do expect this to drop further as price continues to move along here. So we need this here to close with a moderate red candle with a sell signal. If it closes with that, This is an entry for an SR rejection. You have 20 seconds left on this candle. Make sure that you wait for the candle to actually close before taking it though. You know, be disciplined and be patient. Don't just hop into any trade, and don't hop in early either. All right, we got about 15 seconds left on this candle. We'll see how it closes. We got about 5 seconds. It doesn't look like it's going to close, but if it does, we can take it here. And it does not look like it's closing. Okay, so no entry there. All right, so this might be a bit tricky. If it closes below this point, looking for the same pattern, sell signal with a moderate red candle, it looks like it may be just slightly rejecting off the structure, but maybe not. But we do have a strong sell bias here. This is why you guys have to be patient and wait for it to close, because if you guys enter the trade here, you beat some massive drawdown, right? Because it didn't actually close with all of the requirements set. Also, look at the trend meter over here. The trend meter is starting to turn blue. So if it turns blue, it's not going to be a good sign, because we need this to be red in order for us to take this entry here. Man, this had to happen towards the end. Yeah, Maddie said might get a drop after 8. Yeah, and I agree too. All right, so we'll see where this goes. Price is not really going anywhere. We need it again to close below this area here so that we can take this for a sell. I mean, otherwise, if price pushes up here, we can get a wick rejection, but we're probably not going to get a sell signal. We need that sell signal in order for us to confirm momentum. All right, so we just got to wait. Sentiment here is 64% long, very strong sell bias. Looking over here at the fundamentals, currently 380 points in the red. So we're definitely looking for a strong sell bias. Heat map here is completely red for the most part. Yeah, it's still the same, pretty much all red. A couple stocks here that are slightly green, but not really very much. All right, price is pushing below here. Perfect. It's exactly what we're looking for. All right, here we go again. We're looking for a wick rejection above, which we do have now. Wick rejection. We need a moderate red candle with the sell signal. If we can get that, we're going to take this for an SR rejection entry. Again, you have to be patient and wait for it to close, guys. Don't enter early. If you got to enter late, then great. That's fine. Just make sure that you actually wait for it to close, and then you take it. Spread's at 180 right now, so you got to be careful. If it does hit TP, you got to pull out manually. Just got to watch the trade. About 30 seconds left on this candle here. See if it comes back below. Yeah, Maddie said Mark is playing. Yeah, I agree, Maddie. It's not doing anything right now. It's just going back and forth. Let's see. So it doesn't look like we're going to get it off this candle right here. No, we're definitely not going to get it. So here we go, back to step 1. But you guys can see right here that it's really just ranging around this area. I mean, the range just keeps getting wider. So this is the new low right here, faked out. And here we go with the new low. Oh man, we're definitely not gonna get an entry. We're definitely not gonna get an entry by 8. Because the trend meter is now blue. Price is starting to shift back up. I mean, if it shifts up, then you can start looking for buys, but I would probably not recommend looking for buys because the sentiment keeps going up higher. This is just another fake out, guys. You're looking to lure in some more buyers. So as you can see at this point, price is just being manipulated to the upside. This number here is increasing though. So as this number continues to increase, you can expect a drop back below. They're just pushing price up so people will continue buying the dip. And then once people buy the dip there, it'll come down, but it's going to be a while before it comes back down if it does continue pushing up. There's just no reason for price to be going up right here, right? If you guys can look at everything here, sentiment is indicating there's a lot of retail traders hopping onto the buys here, 64% long, so bearish bias with regard to sentiment. Fundamentals here are super strong too. I mean, they're starting a weekend because price is pushing up. Let me see if there's any other news here. So I think this manipulation is really based off the news that was just released. Breaking news over here that was released a couple minutes ago. The Dow slides 400 points as Fed two-day policy meeting begins and the rates surge. So with that said, they're basically telling people that price is dropping. So as people look for sells here, they're going to manipulate price up. As they manipulate price up higher, we're expecting it to, obviously come back down at a later point. So I see this push up right here to be temporary, but I do expect it to come down at some point. It's just not happening anytime soon. Check these other zones here. Zones look fine. There's not really much for us to use here because price is so high. All right, so I'm not going to take a trade here, but I will follow this. The trend meter is green. Pivots are starting to shift to the upside. This could technically be a buy for a K2SR rejection. I'm not going to take it though. So just keep that in mind, guys. I'm not taking it. I'm just going to follow it as I've done before. I look at the first couple of entries, see if it's confirmed that price is actually going to continue pushing there. And if it does, then yeah, I can change my bias, but I'm not going to take it myself because I still find it to be super risky to take this for a buy here. Wick on top is too big, so no entry off that. The wick on top was about 90 pips. Body of the candle is about half of that. So we'll see this here. If yeah, it looks like a doji here too, Maddie. It's just a big doji, bigger doji. So if this closes as a moderate green candle, this would technically be an SR rejection entry. However, it's not one that I'm looking to take because we have such a strong sell bias. I don't want to get caught in this manipulation. So it does not look like it's going to close as an entry. Maybe the next candle, or maybe it can be swinging right back down at this point. All right, so nothing off that. See if price moves back up here on this candle, if it continues to drop lower. The trend meter is back to blue, so it's not necessarily going to be useful at this point. If it stays green, then yeah. So it's changing between blue and green. If this candle here does close as a moderate green candle, this would technically be an entry for a K2SR rejection. Again, not going to take it, but we'll follow it. If this hits, then I might take the next one. Possibly, not saying I'm going to yet, but possibly. It's got to see if the market is shifting. I got to keep an eye out on this right here. If this continues to increase, I'm definitely not looking for buys. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said price does need to correct a bit on the 5-minute, but at the same time, I don't want to get caught. Yeah, and I agree too, Maddie. Same here. So I'm being really patient about these entries here. I'm not taking any buys, even though it's starting to shift. Nothing off that. Let's go to the 3-minute real quick. Yeah, this right here looks like, let me just mark this up real quick. So we could use this as a catalyst to see if price does come back down. Because if price does come back down, then this would be the 5-minute daily counter trend trade. Because the trend is heavy for a sell here. We did get a buy here for the daily. So I'm just going to watch this to see if it comes back down. If it comes back down, then I'm for sure anticipating it to drop further. I'm not taking this trade here. I'm just following it to use that as a catalyst and confluence with identifying possible entries. Yeah, so I definitely don't anticipate taking a buy here because this goes against this confluence. So this confluence contradicts the buy entry right here. I will follow it, but I'm not going to take it. So no entry right there. It's a doji. You need at least a moderate red can or moderate green candle in order for you to take it. You don't have that yet. Jonathan said the only trade I took today was a pivot scalp that came up at 733, which was nice. This one right here, solid. Yeah, played out perfect, Jonathan. So it looks like you locked into pretty solid profit off that one. All right, we have a couple more profits here to share. So Patrick over here as well is currently up 2,013 for the day. Nice work, Patrick. Looks like he caught a couple sells along the way. Seth over here currently up 11,800 for the day. Nice work, Seth. Scotty over here currently up 1,285 for the day. Nice work, Scotty. Oops. There we go. And a couple more profits here from Patricia. Patricia locked in a total profit of 7,812 for the day. She said waited patiently and caught this as it swung right back up. Nice work, Patricia. She got that dip there. Other than that, Patrick over here again. So the other Patrick, Patrick Kerr, locked in a total profit of 7,789 for the day. All wins, no losses. Nice work. It looks like this one over here, you trailed it, and it played out perfect. Great work, guys. So you guys did pretty good so far. Unfortunately, we haven't had any official trades today. As I mentioned, we've been looking for an entry here. This is a possible entry for a buy. I'm not going to take it, but we'll follow it. So we'll see how this here closes. The wick on top is kind of big. I don't know if this is going to be an entry. I got to measure it. I think it's, so let's see. The wick on top is about 70 pips. The body is about 80 pips. So, I mean, I guess it technically could fit as an entry, but it is a bit of a risky one because of the size of the body. So it did hit full TP right there, or almost. This might be another entry as well. So if this pushes up higher, this might be an entry for a buy, which I might be taking if it does continue to push up higher. So I'll have to follow this right here, see how this closes, because typically these entries come in bunches, right? So if it closes solid, then possible entry for a buy. But no, it looks like it's not going to. Okay, so this one over here was an entry. It hit full TP. If I see another one that comes up and it's a solid entry as well, then I may be taking that trade. This one right here, wick was too big, so this was not a back-to-back entry, but this one over here was an entry. 5 minutes still pushing up right there. I'm not in this trade right here. I'm just using it as a catalyst confirmation. Yeah, exactly. Patrick said if this previous candle here closed, it would have been safe for entry, but it did not close. Wick on top was too big, so it's all good. Maddie said it's 7:59. Now I'm out. See you guys tomorrow. Definitely, Maddie. So we'll see you tomorrow. Unfortunately, guys, as I mentioned, there's no entries for us to take right now. The only entries that could possibly come up would be buys, but they're not entries that I'm necessarily keen on taking because the bias right now is still very strong for a sell. Looking over here at sentiment's currently 64% long, indicating that 64% of retail traders are currently buying right now. So we want to do the opposite and sell. We don't want to trade with them. We want to trade against them. Looking over here at the fundamentals, you're currently down 328 points. So with that said, it's a very strong sell bias overall. Heat map over here is all red. Short-term bias here is shifting to a buy. However, I don't think this is going to hold. I think eventually it's going to swing right back down and continue dropping as soon as they lure in some more of these buyers, because as this number here increases, you can see it's increasing, right? It's now at 65%. So as this number continues to increase, they're just luring in some more buyers until they dump price way back down. So with that said, I don't like the market conditions at the moment. I think it's a very risky market to be trading. Whether you take a buy here, you can get faked out and get stopped out. Or if you take a sell here, price can continue pushing up higher slightly and stop you out before it drops to the bottom. So with that said, I'm going to call it a day. Looking over here at the mentoring session, majority of you guys have voted for tomorrow. So we're not going to be having the mentoring session today. We'll be having it tomorrow, Wednesday, September 20th at 2 p.m. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, I would recommend just sitting out of the market because I do think price is going to come down. However, we don't have a confirmation when or where it'll drop. Right now, price is kind of just messing with people at the moment. You can see the number here continues to increase. As this number gets higher, expect a drop. Or if this number does drop, expect the drop to continue. So if this number here is at 65 and it drops to 64, and you see the drop start to happen over here, then price is probably going to continue dropping to the target price point, which is going to be the London low right here. This is going to be the target price point if you were looking for a sell. Also, if you see this, and you can see right there, it did drop, right? Went from 65 to 64. What happened to that 1%? They got stopped out because price did drop from here. Whoever was chasing the trade here for a buy just got screwed because price dropped about 350 pips. Their stop loss is probably too tight and they just got wiped out. So again, long-term bias is bearish. If you guys are looking for trades, I would probably look for a sell. However, I'm personally going to stay out of the market. You know, this is an area where I start to get FOMO and I start to make bad decisions. So for me, I'm just going to call it a day. I'm not going to trade anymore. And I'll come back tomorrow with Fed day as the market should continue to move very volatile. I don't think there's any other news for today. Yeah, there's nothing for today, but tomorrow is our big day. We have Fed day with news at 11. We have medium impact news at 7 o'clock, existing home sales. I'm expecting this to be a negative news event. So we might get some manipulation to the upside and a drop back down. 7:30, we have crude oil inventories right here. I don't really expect this to be very heavily impacted in the market because so many people are focused on inflation, home sales, and the inflation or interest rates that are going to be released at 11. So other than that, if you guys don't have to trade, I would probably sit out the market. I know there's a SR rejection right here. That would have been solid if the trend meter was red. However, it's not red. So unfortunately, we cannot take that trade there for a sell, even though it would have hit full TP. So, all right, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, feel free to email me or message me on Telegram. Otherwise, let's see what other profits we have here. Joshua posted some more profits as we log off. 0 for the day. So Joshua here is just like a majority of us. You know, if you didn't take any of the official trades, which we didn't have, then your account would be looking at 0 right now, which is perfectly fine. It's better to have 0 than to have a negative profit gain for the day. So, all right, guys, other than that, I will see you guys here tomorrow morning for the next live session. Hopefully market picks up. I think it will because it's midweek. Monday, Tuesdays are usually kind of slow until it picks up, you know, from the middle until the end. And other than that, just be safe. And I mean, sit out the market if you guys can. You guys can see market is not really doing much. It's probably going to continue moving sideways from this point. It's actually still within the range. So here's the range on the clean chart. It hasn't gone anywhere. Came back up for a double top. It might be making its way back down to the lower level right here. So, all right, guys, other than that, I will see you guys tomorrow morning. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll see you guys here, same time, same place.